Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, the idea that this committee or the United States of America and the Congress and the Senate are rushing reform on marijuana is ludicrous. We are so far behind. We don't need a bunch of experts to come tell us what we know what they're going to tell us. If they're from the drug enforcement agencies and law enforcement, they're going to say it's awful. If they're normal citizens with an ounce of understanding of what the effects of this drug have been, as distinguished from alcohol and tobacco, they'll say, make it like alcohol and legalize it, leave it up to the states. The idea that marijuana should be in Schedule I, where it can't be researched, where you can't research it and then learn maybe something about it, which is part of our problem, is ludicrous. It's in a class with heroin, psilocybin, acid, meth, quaaludes, ecstasy. That's what's in a class with. It doesn't belong. Which one doesn't fit? Marijuana. Schedule I is supposed to be no recognized medical use. We know it helps people with glaucoma, with PTSD, with appetite disorder, people with multiple sclerosis, PTSD veterans, chemo, cancer, relieves nausea. We know that. So it doesn't fit that class. And a high degree of likelihood of abuse. We don't see a whole lot of people hung out on the streets trying to get a joint to keep their habit going. It doesn't happen. So the fact that we get it descheduled doesn't need any great experts. And even if you were the son of a deputy sheriff, you know that's horse manure. And the fact that we should leave it to the states to get the federal government out of it, our federal drug enforcement people need to be working on meth and crack and heroin, serious drugs that do cause people to get addicted, to lose their lives, and to steal to get the money to buy their drugs, and not to be dealing with marijuana, which the only thing they get out of that is they get to claim some of the person who's selling its assets and then feed their own empire. There's no need for, this is the right to, and if we didn't have this bill scheduled, and we didn't have a bill, they'd say, well, because of impeachment, the Democrats aren't working on bills. They're not doing anything. But you have a hearing to work on a bill, they say, oh, you shouldn't have this hearing. Just like they said they shouldn't have closed-door hearings on impeachment, and then once they opened them up, they said you shouldn't have open hearings on impeachment. The fact this is a bill that needs to pass, it has hurt minority communities, devastated them over the years, and it started that way as a racist actions of Harry Anslinger. And it continued through J. Edgar Hoover and Richard Nixon and the Southern Strategy. These are long-time efforts to use marijuana for political purposes to get votes and to press people who did not necessarily conform to the ways of the Southern Strategy. I thank the chairman for bringing the bill. I think we should pass it immediately and get it done. We need to move forward and pass marijuana reform. I yield back the balance of my time.